and we were speaking about how all these things are about Ha'ala and Hamshocha. So first we were talking about how in the Midas, in L'cha Hashem HaGdula, through L'cha Hashem HaMamlacha, that we are raising up, we are elevating the Midas to Hashem, and then we are drawing down from Hashem's essence into the Midas, Toisus Ha'ara, more so than the Midas have on their own. And in a similar vein, he's going to explain that that's the same way also now in Krishma he's going to explain. So we're holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines from the top of the page. At the end of the line by the period, Ukmoishahu. Ukmoishahu v'pasuk l'chavai hagdulam, just like it's the pasuk that to you Hashem is the greatness, Shemivai b'zeh ha'lav, amshacha b'chol ha'midas. That in that pasuk he's explaining both the ascent, the elevation, and the descent, and the drawing down into in all the midas that comes from Hashem. Kachu gam b'pasuk Shema Baruch Shem. So too it's in the pasuk of Shema Baruch Shem. So pasuk Shema yesh vav tevis keneged havav midas. In the pasuk Shema there are 6 words that correspond to the 6 midas. Ubetevis echad, and in the word echad harei ches v'adal, like we said before, the letter ches and the letter dalad, him zayin v'dekim v'aretz, they're going on the 7 heavens and the earth. That's the level ches, 8. And the 4 of the dalad is the dalad ruchsa olam, the 4 sides of the world. Shehu bechinas vav ktsavis. In general, this is how space is divided. Space is usually in 6 sides. You have top and bottom, and then you have the 4 sides. So these vav ktsavis are included in the ches and dalad of echad. The zayin rakim, that's like top and bottom, and the dalad ruchas is the 4 sides. Baruch Shem u'bechinas ha-malchus, like we said before, Baruch Shem kivoin malchusay lo'olam vod. We're talking about Hashem's kingship. So he's saying the bechinas ha-malchus hu shoyrish hazman melech malach yimloich. Malchus is the root for zman. That's why dafke by tzviras ha-malchus do we use past, present, and future. We don't use concerning the Eibishter's chesed, for example, the past form chasad, yischased, or something like that. Only by Malchus do we use Melech, Malach, and Yimloich, that he reigned, and he will reign, and he did reign, and he's reigning now. So in other words, Malchus has to do with time, and Echad, in other words, or Baruch Shem has to do with time, and Echad has to do with place. Time and place are associated and connected one with each other. Just like concerning place, it says, behold, place is with me. When you say something is with me, that means it is ancillary and subservient to the thing that it is with. He came along with me. I am the main person and he's with me. The Chazal say that Hashem is the place of the world, and the world is not his place. That's why the world is only something iti by a normal person, by a normal entity, a person, anything else. He is in the world. The Eibishter is the other way around. The world is in him. So that is the idea of echad. How the whole idea of place is totally bottled to the Aleph, like we said before, the Ein Sof Alufi Shaloyla. Kach bin in Hazman, since, like we said before, place and time are related, so too when it comes to time, Masher in Hazman, hu be'ein arech klal, that the idea of time is totally incomparable to the Eibishter. So the fact that the Eibishter relates to time and place, it's something that's a lowering, it's a descent, it's something that's beneath him. Just like we said in Malchus, that Malchus is incomparably lower because it has to do with time, and Hashem is way beyond the idea of time. Time is totally bottled to him. So to all the other midas of Gedula and Gevura, Teferes, and so on that we spoke about before are completely incomparable and insignificant in comparison to Hashem. And therefore, therefore they are in a state where they have to be elevated and raised up to Hashem's essence Yisbarach. And through raising them up, that's what follows afterwards, that we draw down into those midas, like we mentioned before. That first meaning in L'cha Hashem HaGedula is that we're bringing up the Gedula to you, and the second idea is that it comes down the Tosefes Ha'ara in the Gedula and in the Gevura and so on. That's why these 6 words, or these 2 psukim of L'cha Hashem HaGedula, L'cha Hashem HaMlocha, are connected with Krishma, because Krishma is the same idea. To affect the union with all the midas that we mentioned, with Hashem's very essence, in the 2 manners of both ascending, bringing the midas up to Hashem's essence, and also in descending and drawing down Hashem's essence into the midas. According to this will be understood, we said before that Kriyashma is the general idea of Torah mitzvahs. That's why we have about Tefillin, which is called Torah Tefillin, and we speak about Torah, because the whole idea of Kriyashma is about Torah mitzvahs. So now he's going to explain in the inner idea of Kriyashma, the yichud that takes place in Kriyashma. That is the same idea of all the mitzvahs, that they're also about a yichud. Because also the idea of mitzvahs is also to affect a union between the Eibishter and the spheres. Like it's brought down the Arizal's writings that are before every mitzvah one has to recite for the sake of making a union between Kudsha B'richu and his Shechina. We are Yoitze by saying it once before Baruch Shamar every day, and with the Birchas HaMitzvahs, it has the same idea. But the concept is still there, regardless of us saying or not. In a movement, seemingly it's not understood. What's it mean, even this union? You need to make a coupling, a mating, a marriage between Kudsha B'richu and Shechinte. The Chazal said on the pasuk, it says Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Why are we saying, what are we pointing out that Hashem is one? What's the point of saying that Hashem is one? So he says, L'chulam yesh ben zug. Everyone has a partner. Everyone has a mate. Everyone has a spouse. That is the idea of what's to be found throughout the entire creation. Masha enkin lo yisbarach ein ben zug, as opposed to the Eibishter, he has no partner, he has no mate, because he's the only one. That's what it means. Hashem echad, the Chazal say. So if we say that Hashem is one, what's the idea of unity? What's the idea of mating and coupling? That's applicable when there is a partner, when there is a spouse, when there is a mashpia, makabel, etc. So the Rebbe explains, the idea behind this is the Kudsha B'richu Shechinte u'Soiviv u'Mali. These refer to the 2 levels of Soiviv Kalam and Mal Kalam. The Kudsha B'richu who's Soiviv. Kudsha B'richu is the level that encompasses the worlds, that transcends the worlds. The Zeu Lashon Kudsha B'richu, that's the expression Kudsha B'richu. Kudsha, the emphasis on the word Kodesh, and the meaning of the word Kodesh is Shekadosh u'Muvdal Me'olemus. It is holy and elevated and separated from the world. So that's Soiviv Kalam. The Shechina is the level that fills the worlds, the level that permeates the worlds. The Zeu Lashon Shechina, that's why it's called Shechina, because it rests and becomes enclosed down here below. The level of Soiviv and Memale, both of them are the level of only a ray from the Eibishter. For example, a person who really cannot be compared to the Eibishter, but because of his chachma that he has, because of his understanding that he is called a chacham. But it's only something that he is called. It's not his essence. Asher Shemus Elu Eina Mitzad Atzmusi Shel Adam. These names are not something that has to do with the very essence of the person. Ki Mitzad Inyanim Shenitfas V'Zoy. Rather, it's because of things that were added to him. There is the person, and then he becomes a Chacham. In a similar vein will be understood above that the names of Hashem are not something associated with his essence. It's not a result of his essence. Rather, like the Chazal say, when Moshe Rabbeinu asked Hashem, what is your name? So he said, I am called by my actions, which means that's not what Hashem's very name is, but rather by his actions he's called by a certain name. So therefore it's understood that Hashem is whether we call him by the name Shchintai, which goes on Maamar, or even the name Kutchabrichu, which goes on Soivev, a much higher level. It's only in a level of array, like every name which isn't the essence. It's only a revelation of the person. It's only a manifestation of the person. But even though it's array, there are differences between one idea and the other idea. There's differences between Kutchabrichu and the level of Shchinte. And in the ray, there's a differentiation between Soiviv Kalam and Maal Kalam. Because of this differentiation, we need to affect a union, a coupling, a mating between the Kutchabrichu and the Shechina. What does that mean in a more practical, down-to-earth sense? It's the union and the joining of the light that's enclosed in the world with the light that's higher in the world, a level of Soiviv. And now the same idea that we said before concerning the spheres, there's the elevation of the spheres above, and then there's the Amshach of the Eibishter into the spheres. So too, in the union of Soiviv and Male, top of the next page, that the union is in two manners, in two ways of this union. Both in a way of ascent, of elevation, of rising up, and then in the way of drawing down. This is also what we find in the pasuk v'yadaita goymer ki havaya hu alikim. You shall know that havaya is alikim. V'isa b'zoyar, it's brought down the zoyar liminda. V'yadaita means to know. The havaya v'alikim kulacha. The havaya and alikim are entirely one. What is that oneness? That's the yichud that we're talking here between Soiv and Malach. Indian yichud havaya v'elikim or yichud havaya v'adnai. It's either the yichud of havaya, Shem havaya and Shem elikim, or the yichud of Shem Yudke Vavke with the name Adnai. And whether it's Shem elikim or Shem Adnai, the general idea is Kutchabrichu and Shchinte, Soiv and Malach. When we talk about Yudke Vavke, it's beyond nature. It's the light of Soiv that's beyond the worlds. It's the transcendent light, the level that we said before of Kutchabrichu. Velikim begimatria teva. Likim is the numerical equivalent of the word the nature, meaning it's talking about the light that's enclosed in the worlds. Even Adnai has the same idea as Elikim, the relationship with the world. You are known as a master over everything, meaning his association with the world. It's the oid that permeates the worlds, that's connected with the worlds. The base, the level of Havaya on one side and Elikim or Adnai on the other side are separated one from another. And this is the avoida to join Havaya and Elikim, or Havaya and an Adnai. Initially, it's in a way of raising up with Shilav Adnai Velikim B'Havaya. That's the melding and meshing together of Adnai and Elikim in the name Yudke Vavke, like in some Sidurim of true Eidus HaMizrach. You see sometimes inside the word Yudke Vavke, you will see the letters of Aleph Daled Nun Yud. That means that we're raising up the level of Adnai, the level of Mamal Kalam, to the level of Soiviv. Adnai v'Elokim b'derech hamshocha. And then other times we see in the name Adnai, Aleph Daled Nun Yud, you'll see little letters of Yud Kei Vav Kei indicating the drawing down of Soiviv into a Mal. Second paragraph on the fourth page. That this general yichud comes through Krishma, even though we said all the mitzvahs, the entire Torah mitzvahs is about L'Shem Yichud like the Arizal said, before every mitzvah we recite L'Shem Yichud, but in general this union takes place through Krishma. The Krishma Oimrim Havaya Lekeinu Havaya Chod. By Krishma we say this phrase that indicates the yichud. Pirish Rashi, and Rashi explains what is this double lashon. Havaya lekeinu, and then Havaya echad. Havaya shu akshav lekeinu Havaya, that now he is our God. In the future, when Mashiach comes, he will be the one God over everything and everyone. Like the Chazal say on the pasuk, in that day Hashem will be one and His name will be one. So the Chazal asks, now is He not one? What does it mean that in the future He'll be one? But now, not the way I am written, that is how I am read. We write the letters Yud Kei Vav Kei, but we don't pronounce the letters Yud Kei Vav Kei. We pronounce the letters as if it says Aleph Daled Nun Yud. When Mashiach comes, the way I am written, Yud Kei Vav Kei, that's the way it will be read. It will be pronounced with those letters of Yud Kei Vav Kei. What's that indicate about Havaya Echad, and what does that have to do with the Yichud of Soiviv and Malek? Something that is read, that's pronounced, that's revealed. The way something is written, that shows concealment. Nowadays, before Mashiach comes, it's read Adnai, but it's written Yud Kei Vav Kei. The Havaya Shalamaylam Ha'olamus Hu Behelim, the level of Yud Kei Vav Kei, that we said Havaya is beyond the worlds, the level of Soiv Kalam. It's only written, indicating it's something concealed. Ubegil Yurak Adnai, but what's revealed is only the level of Adnai. That's why we read it Aleph Daled Nun Yud. But when Mashiach comes, the union between Havaya and Adnai, between Soiviv and Mali, will be revealed. Also, Yud Kei Vav Kei will be revealed. And that is why it's going to be Kishem Shani Nichtav Kachani Nikra. We will read it with the letters Yud Kei Vav Kei. And that is also the meaning of the Maamar Chazal that we mentioned before. That's what it means. In that day when Mashiach comes, Havaya and His name will be one. The Achshav Rak Havaya Echad. Now it's only Havaya that's one. Avol B'Shmoi B'chinas Adnai Avshalias Pirud. But when it comes to His name, it's possible to be a separation, meaning that the name is only read in the way of Adnai. The Havaya part of His name is not revealed, so there's like a separation between them. There's a distinction between the Soiviv and the Malik. But when Mashiach comes, also His name will be one. Havaya and Adnai will be joined. Because also in Adnai it will shine the level of Havaya. So earlier in the Maamar, we spoke about God Lavaya Mahulon Ma'od Be'ira Lekeinu. Where is Havaya's greatness? Where is the greatness of Hashem? When it comes down into Ira Lekeinu, we said Ira Lekeinu goes on the Aleph base, just like a city is made up of various combinations of houses, and the houses have various combinations of stones, which are symbolic of speech. Every letter is like a stone, and every house is like a word. So we said that Havaya's greatness in the creation is manifest through His speech, through His speaking and making through speech all the different combinations of words. He made all the different types of creations. Now He's going to add another meaning in the word Elokeinu. So he says, Ir Elokeinu, I'm sorry, Valpiza Yuvin Gamkim Maishir Shalayim Nikra Ir Elokeinu, according to what we just now explained about the yichud between Havaya and Adnai Soivim and Malay, we'll understand why Yerushalayim is called the city of our God. The Ir Elokeinu Meir God Lavaya, because in the city of our God shines the greatness of Havaya. In other words, usually Havaya is separated from the world, concealed from the world, but in Yerushalayim, that was a place where the godless of Havaya shone. Yerushalayim was the Beis HaMikdash, or Milas Beis HaMikdash. What's the quality and the advantage of the Beis HaMikdash? Asher Beis HaMikdash, Yichud Havaya V'Elakim Begoli. Then the Beis HaMikdash was a union of Havaya and Elakim in a revealed way. Therefore, in the Beis HaMikdash, we actually did pronounce the name Yud Kei Vav Kei the way it was written, because in the Beis HaMikdash there was this union of Soivim Malay of Ayin Alakim. Like the Rebbe explained in a previous Maamar to this one, it's a very interesting thing. In the Beis HaMikdash, when the bracha was recited, we did not respond Amen. Though the Chazal say that it's greater, someone that responds Amen, than the one that makes the bracha. So if Amen is so great, it's even greater than the one that makes the bracha. How come the holiest place on earth, in the Beis HaMikdash, we did not respond Amen? The feature Inyan Anias Amen, who because the idea of responding Amen is the effect that the union that we are indicating in the bracha Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam Yichud between Havaya and Elokeinu all the way down into Melech Haolam. So it's the same thing, the union of Soivim and Malay. That's also why we don't say L'Shem Yichud, because it's already included in the bracha. By a person hearing and responding Amen, so he on the receiving end, the world on the receiving end is acknowledging and accepting this union of Havaya and Elokim. That's why it's greater, the one that says Amen, than the one that recites the bracha, because this shows on the world accepting and relating to this level of the yichud of Havaya and Elokim. Where is it necessary? Only outside of the Beis HaMikdash, where the yichud of Havaya and Elokim are not evident and are not revealed. But in the Beis HaMikdash, there was no need for saying Amen. Because in the Beis HaMikdash, because of its very state, because the very nature of the Beis HaMikdash, it was already revealed, the yichud of Havaya and Elokim. So he says another thing where we see that in the Beis HaMikdash there was revealed this union of Havaya Elokim. The Beis HaMikdash ksiv kainu yadecha beis yadayim. It says in the Beis HaMikdash that Mikdash Hashem kainu yadecha. It says beis yadayim v'nitan ben shtei oisius. It says Adnai. It says two names of Hashem, Havaya v'Adnai, around the statement Mikdash Hashem kainu yadecha Havaya Adnai on one side and Havaya on the other side of it. So the reason why it's placed between the two is to show that in the Beis HaMikdash there was this union. It joined Adnai and Havaya in the world. That's why Yerushalayim is called the city of our God. God Lavaya be'ir Elokeinu. That the Havaya was great and revealed in the city of Elokim. And Elokeinu in Yerushalayim, there was the Chibra of Havaya and Elokim. Who Yichud Havaya Elokim, that's the union of Havaya Elokim. We affect this union through the study of Torah and through fulfilling mitzvahs. Oh, but the Bechol mitzvah nasa oifim prati b'inyan yichud. Every mitzvah is a specific form and type of union of yichud and Havaya and Elokim. The Kriya Shema Klolos HaYichud. Kriya Shema is called the Klolos HaTorah mitzvahs because it's talking about the general yichud of Havaya Elokim, as opposed to every mitzvah which the Arizal said we say l'shem yichud beforehand, because there's the yichud of Havaya Elokim, the way it's, let's say, in this sphere and in that sphere and so on. That's why Krishma is the general idea of Torah mitzvahs. The Krishma close in Yichud, because Krishma is the general union of Havaya Elokim, Seiva, Mali, Yichud Kuchabrichu, Shchinte, Ube mitzvahs in a Bechol mitzvah nasi Yichud Prati. And in mitzvahs, every mitzvah becomes a specific Yichud, a Yichud only through and in one particular channel.